Our music video is conceptual due to it being metaphorical and suggestive as opposed to realistic. The storyline does not necessarily progress as it is not set in present day, like a narrative, but it goes into the past to show flashbacks, and hence what the music video is about. Our music video is about a girl who has been mistreated in a variety of different ways within her different types of relationships, through different men within her life. For example, a boyfriend abusing her, cheating and breakups within relationships. These relationships were shown through flashbacks into the past in different locations. These men are presented with a rabbit head on and wearing a black suit. They are all dressed the same to symbolise to the Sunday girl that all men within her life she viewed as the same, as they mistreated her in different forms. They all wear the same black suits to reinforce this. Additionally, the rabbit heads are animalistic, and we chose a rabbit due to the music video being conceptual and we wanted to present the men in a different light. We also have two girls within the music video, which are always on either side of the main girl in the video. These girls present her conscience and may also be dressed in an animalistic style too, to reinforce our conceptual theme. I also designed some flower hats to show that the two girls are the same. The girl in the middle, Sunday girl, had a different type of flower hat to give her prominence to make her stand out. We took inspiration from the video The XX as it was extremely symmetrical and conceptual. We laid out a lot of our shots in a symmetrical manner in relation to this video. The two girls on either side of the main girl and then the men evenly arranged in the background. This was again to give Sunday girl prominence and to show the different characters within the music video and the segregation between them. Therefore, we used and conformed to the conceptual video form as it consisted primarily of metaphors. For example, the boys with the rabbit head symbolising how they are all considered the same. Additionally, the broken castle was a metaphor for her broken relationship with all of the men. We also dressed the girls up in long flowing clothing, which with the castle in the background made it look like a broken fairy tale, which reinforced the pop genre and indie. This would appeal to our contemporary audience and conceptual audience, as they would be able to identify and understand the metaphorical messages we have planted within our footage. Also, the silhouettes show the rabbits in the dark to symbolise that the boys are dark and dangerous. This was also influenced through the bonfire scenes. At the beginning of my music video, I edited in one of the boys' hands touching the main character Sunday Girl's face. As soon as his hands touched her face, I edited the footage to make it go in slow motion. This was used to symbolise to the viewers that she is dreaming herself into a hyper-real world, which is an expected connotation to have featured within a conceptual music video. As all of the music video is hyper-real and it exaggerates different forms of relationships with the boys, as well as the boys with rabbit heads. Likewise, I structurally had at the end of my music video Sunday Girl standing up, holding the two consciences' hands and looking up. I then had the boys sitting beneath them. This was a metaphorical message that shows the understanding audience that Sunday Girl has relived her mistakes and has overcome them. However, we had then one of the boys look up at the end as the camera zoomed away to suggest that Sunday Girl hasn't overcome her mistakes, as she is not the only one looking up. These underlining messages were significant to my music video because it shows how my music video is conceptual and that my target audience will be able to understand it too, because they are able to understand a conceptual metaphor within this text. Location, we are setting a part of it within a remain of a castle. The remain of the castles are metaphorical for the destruction each of the men left within the form of relationships with the girl. We will also be setting a part of the music video within water too, as the water is suggestive of destruction and power. We also have shots with silhouette scenes too, to emphasise the darker relationships that Sunday Girl experienced. Additionally, there is no real story to the music video. It is how the audience interprets it. The music video creates a fantasy mood which will inspire the audience to continue watching, which concludes my music video showing how it has successfully contributed itself to being conceptual through metaphors, underlining messages and hyper-real locations. In relation to number 4 of Goodwin's analysis, star in the text, we used this within our music video. I had I had put the star of the text as the focus of the video, which would put emphasis on the main girl, Sunday girl, as the star persona. We used star in the text to put the star, Sunday girl, as the focus of the video. I ensured that I had frequent close-ups of my artist on parts that would be effective towards the audience. We chose suggestive, provocative shots of her lips as well as her legs and silhouette shots which made her appear to not be wearing much. This makes the music video more diverse and has more effects to it, as it is showing how she is feeling and how she dresses and presents herself in a suggestive manner when with the boys. Additionally, I showed continuous close-ups of her face. This allows the audience to recognise who the main character is. This is important because I wanted them to build a relationship with the artist, as they are the ones who are selling the music to the audience on a marketing basis. Additionally, the star in the text acts as a marketing campaign. The more of the artist shown means the more screen time the artist is getting. This is important to consider, especially as the artist is unsigned. To have them featured constantly within the music video will make them recognisable and could potentially increase their status as a successful artist, especially considering that with record labels, they want to have their artists' faces featured a lot within the contract of a music video, so a director would have to consider this. I also incorporated star in the text through the composition of my music video. I gained inspiration from this in the music video Florence and the Machine Raise It Up. The composition involved the two girls behind Florence, therefore we then used Sunday Girl and then the two consciences behind her in response to her music video. The two girls were placed evenly on either side of Florence, which gave her prominence as she was placed in front of the other two girls, which allows her to stand out more on camera. We gained inspirations for this as we then found a way to allow the main girl in our video to have prominence, to highlight that the music video is from her point of view. Most importantly, it shows the audience who the main character of the video is. This is important as the audience want to know who the artist is. Therefore, in our video, the two girls in the background were placed evenly on each side of the main girl to give her prominence. The conceptual theme would be suitable because indie pop is generally hyper-real. Though the artists that also use indie pop, such as Haim and Florence and the Machine, they also create conceptual videos too, with metaphorical meanings to them. Similarly, ours is conceptual too and follows similar metaphorical lines. For example, we use natural locations to contribute to our theme, as the genre of indie is usually quite natural, so all of our locations were outside. For example, the bonfire, the water scenes and the broken down castle. I wanted to incorporate many locations that were natural within it as possible, as I believe this suited the indie genre suitably. As our genre is a hybrid between indie and pop, we also incorporated dance within the music video. This because this is generally considered within the genre of pop. An element of dance is generally consistent within them, therefore we conformed to the indie pop genre by adding dance into our music video. We ensured we had dancers that had experience with dancing backgrounds so that the dancing would visibly look professional and it would allow us to push the boundaries of the dancers to advance moves within the music video, such as two of the actors being able to use their flexibility to create interesting visuals that would be well suited to the indie pop genre. We got actors that were young and represented as youthful culture, which is regularly incorporated within pop genres and indie. They were indie looking and wore baggy clothes and were inspired by indie pop artists such as Florence and the Machine. Their clothes were brightly coloured and unique. Additionally, the actors were not dressed casual but in an exaggerated style to emphasise and relate to the hyper-real situations that are introduced into the music video. Additionally, they wear bright colours that have a tie-dye print too, because they are regularly associated with the pop culture, and especially indie for tie-dye prints. I also created flower hats that I made the actors wear, which helped incorporate the natural theme that is expected within indie pop. I wanted to ensure that this natural theme was consistent through the music video, so I ensured the locations were natural too. The relationship between the music and the visuals is amplifying. The music becomes more exaggerated in terms of the pitch on the drums, as they become more louder and faster to link to the visuals, which show the destruction of the relationship within flashbacks, which is symbolic through the fire and the segregation of the boys and the girls. Therefore, the video becomes more amplifying and destructive once the tempo of the music has changed. A fast pace and loud drum set exaggerates the visuals, which now show fire and destruction on more emotional facial expressions, as before when the music was calmer and slower pace. The visuals were less exaggerated, with less emotions in the characters' faces and more dancers on stage, repeatedly dancing the same moves for each stanza. The relationship between the lyrics and visuals is illustrative, as the music video visually shows the artist lip-syncing the lyrics to the song. The lyrics affect the visuals gradually throughout the song. For example, the song talks of the segregation of the boys and the girls, which are demonstrated through the lyrics. I then show this through the visuals as the boys and the girls within the videos are separated. Also, with the flashbacks, the main girl in the different relationships shows the destruction of her relationship, which is symbolic through the fire, the ripples in the waves, and the broken down castle. For intertextual references, I gained inspiration from the group Haim. Their video, Falling, has a slow motion effect from 2:30 onwards on the YouTube clip. We wanted to use this because we thought it would be effective in our music video, with the main girls and the consciences on either side of her that are symbolic of her conscience to do similar dance movements and motions, which will then be edited into slow motion, similarly as the video Falling does. Additionally, we are taking inspiration from their clothing too. This is due to our video being set in natural locations, and as the characters in this video are in natural locations, their costumes would therefore be suitable for our music video too. Also, in terms of the characters are a similar age to the characters within our music video. This is useful as the target audience is teenage girls to young adults, and so therefore they can take inspiration from the age of the characters within our music video, as we want the audience to be able to relate to the characters through the same gender and age. I gained inspiration for the rabbit head idea from the programme Misfits. They featured a white rabbit during season 4, episode 6. So therefore, in our music video, we use the rabbit head to also emphasise that it's not reality and to detach it from real life, and our video covers abuse and heartbreak and rape. But in a way, we dress it up so we're not deeply affecting our audience. Also, lead them create and come to their own conclusion to our music video, as ours is conceptual, ambiguous, to our relatively teen and young adult audience. The use of the rabbit head in a popular teen drama shows that teens will like our music video, as in using intertextuality, we can give our audience recognisable props and shots, as we know they enjoy it and will not feel challenged when watching it, leading our music video to being popular and loved for our audience as they feel comfortable viewing it. I also gained inspiration from looking on YouTube at directors' commentaries on how to use light at night. This was used because we wanted to have silhouette scenes and bonfire scenes which would be shot in the night time, and therefore we wanted the footage to still be good quality. Therefore, a YouTube clip I watched showed me how to do this. It ensured that the image is still good quality by using a light and covering it to create a light that surrounds the body and the face of the character. Also, the light allows you to adjust where it needs to be and shouldn't be focused. This will be useful techniques to use on the night scenes within the music video to ensure that the overall image looks good quality and the characters are visible. There was also a section when they used plastic of different colours and they put it underneath the camera and they moved it slightly to create a flickering effect. I used this with orange plastic bags on the bonfire scenes because it exaggerated the flames on the fire, as for safety reasons we didn't want the fire to be too large. So therefore, by using orange plastic bags, which I gained inspiration from this documentary, it helped visually enhance the flames within the music video. Therefore, my evaluation shows how I have successfully conformed to the 9 stages of Goodwin's analysis. For example, I've used intertextual references from Florence and the Machine and Haim. I've also shown that my music video is conceptual through the metaphorical meanings and the locations within it, and the music too that I selected to go with it. Also, the conventions of the indie pop genre through the clothes they wear, they're like natural locations, and it shows how it's pop as well because of the actors being younger and incorporating dance music within it, as well as the indie side being shown through the natural locations and the clothing that they wear. Additionally, I've shown the relationships between the lyrics and the visuals and the music and the visuals, which I've explained, and how I got inspiration from this from music videos such as the XX Island. Also showing how it's starring the text as well, through the main character being predominant through the whole music video, showing close-ups of her face and her lip syncing. It also shows how my music video is hyper-real, and this is another thing that Goodwin's analysis talks about too. Thank you for listening to my evaluation for question 1.